Hello everyone, this is your host Urvashi Chauhan. Welcome to Courts Today by Livelaw, your one-step destination to all legal developments in the country. Let us start. Starting with an update from the Delhi High Court. So yesterday, vacation judge Nyay Bindu of Rouse Avenue Courts in Delhi granted bail to Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in the Delhi liquor policy case. While granting bail, the court observed that the Enforcement Directorate had failed to give any direct evidence against the Chief Minister in respect of the proceeds of crime. The court also made strong observations on ED's contention in respect to the credibility of the approvers. It further observed that ED was silent on certain issues raised by Kejriwal and that he was not named either in the CBI case or in the ECIR. The order granting bail was pronounced yesterday at 8 p.m. Today, the Enforcement Directorate moved the Delhi High Court against the grant of bail. The matter was mentioned for urgent listing. Allowing the same, it was today heard by the vacation bench comprising of Justices Sudhir Kumar Jain and Ravindra Dudeja. Additional Solicitor General S.V. Raju contended that the bail order was perverse as it was contrary to the mandate of Section 45 of Prevention of Money Laundering Act. The ASG further submitted that the trial judge did not give full opportunity to ED to present the case and insisted that they should be brief in their arguments. He complained that though new points were argued by Kejriwal's lawyers in the rejoinder, ED was denied the opportunity to rebut them. Further, taking exception to the bail order's observation that ED failed to provide direct evidence, the ASG remarked that it was a wrong statement. He insisted that a decision could go against them, but the order should not contain false statements because ED had shown that Magunta Reddy met Kejriwal, who demanded 100 crores as a bribe, and that demonstrated a role in the demand for the 100 crores. After this, Kejriwal's lawyer, senior advocate Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi, argued, terming ED's approach to be deplorable and stating that the accused could not be kept indefinitely in jail merely for the investigating agency to find evidence. He said that it was very unfortunate that the ASG was maligning the judge merely because an adverse order was passed. Singhvi then said that there was no question of ED being denied the opportunity to present its case because the hearing in the lower court had lasted for 5 hours, out of which ED took 3.45 hours and the rest by Kejriwal's lawyer. Stressing that stay of the bail order would amount to a cancellation of the bail, Singhvi argued that such a prayer could not be granted at the mere asking. Attention was also drawn to the fact that Kejriwal was given interim bail for about 3 weeks by the Supreme Court and that he surrendered after the bail term. After hearing the parties, the Delhi High Court reserved the order in the matter. It has stayed the order granting bail to the Delhi Chief Minister till final order is passed on the stay application filed by the Directorate of Enforcement. Stay tuned with Livelaw to know more. Coming next to the much talked about controversy regarding this year's NEET exam result. While hearing a plea seeking cancellation of the NEET undergraduate 2024 exam held by the National Testing Agency, the Supreme Court today refused to defer the counselling or the seat allotment process, which is scheduled to begin from 6th July. The vacation bench of Justices Vikram Nath and S.V.N. Bhatti sought NTA's response on certain fresh pleas and tagged them with cases pending on similar issues. Today, the court was dealing with 3 writ petitions. First, seeking CBI investigation into the alleged paper leak. Second, seeking cancellation of the exam and counselling. And the third, raising similar issues regarding NEET-UG 2024 exam. When the counsel for one of the petitioners requested that the counselling be postponed from 6th July as the Supreme Court is set to hear petitions in this matter on 8th, Justice Bhatti observed that counselling is not an open and shut thing. Rather, it's a process which goes on for days. He emphasized that they do not want to waste any time and that candidates will learn which colleges are available. Justice Bhatti stressed that they are ensuring that no time is lost for anyone. The Supreme Court has today granted interim bail to Bhima Koregaon case accused Mahesh Raut for 2 weeks in order to attend ceremonies related to the last riots of his grandmother. Raut, who is a forest rights activist, was charged with the offence of indulging in a terrorist act under the UAPA in connection with the alleged Maoist links over the Bhima Koregaon violence of 2018. He was granted bail by the Bombay High Court, which was later stayed by itself, and the stay order was extended by the Supreme Court. Advocate Aparna Bhatt, appearing for Raut, submitted that his grandmother passed away in the last week of May. The funeral was on 26th May, but the remaining ceremonies were scheduled for 27th June. The counsel appearing for the NIA submitted that the application should be preferred before the NIA court. However, Bhatt replied that since the NIA's petition challenging the bail order is pending in the Supreme Court, the special court will not entertain the application. The vacation bench of Justices Vikram Nath and S.V.N. Bhatti has granted him interim bail from 26th June to 10th July. The interim bail will be subject to the terms and conditions set by the trial court, and the accused has to surrender without fail on 10th July. The Supreme Court today dismissed as withdrawn a plea regarding the film Hamare Baarah, which is alleged to be derogatory towards the Islamic faith and married Muslim women in India. The court refused to entertain the petition, pointing out that it had dealt with another petition raising similar issues and left it to the Bombay High Court to ultimately decide the case on merits. If you recall, earlier this week, the High Court permitted the release of the film after the makers agreed to delete certain scenes. It had also directed YouTube, X and Google to immediately take down any teasers or trailers on social media that contained dialogues ordered to be deleted. The Supreme Court vacation bench of Justices Vikram Nath and S.V.N. Bhatti was dealing with a writ petition filed by one Syed Hamare Baarah against Central Board of Film Certification and others. This petition had been filed prior to the Bombay High Court's order permitting release of the film. The petitioner was granted liberty to file a fresh petition challenging the Bombay High Court order. Also, in response to a contention by the petitioner's counsel that a controversial trailer of the film was stayed by the top court, but it was still available online, Justice Nath commented that the court did not stay any teaser or trailer, rather only screening of the film was stayed. A total of 362 signatories, including 275 students, 70 alumni and 12 faculty members of the National Academy of Legal Studies and Research University of Law, Hyderabad, have written to the university administration asking it to cut existing ties with two Israeli universities, Tel Aviv University and the Redziner School of Law, as part of the boycott, divestment and sanctions movement to condemn Israel's attack on Palestine. The letter of condemnation states that as of today, there is not one university left standing in Gaza. All universities in Gaza are now dust and debris. The resounding silence of Israeli universities in defending Palestinian people's basic right to education and failure to strike a strong note against the Israeli government's onslaught on Palestine's universities is very telling of the legitimacy of their claim to academic freedom. Recently, let me tell you, the International Court of Justice has directed Israel to immediately stop its military offensive operations in Palestine's Rafah. The court passed the order on an application filed by the Republic of South Africa. In another update, the Madras High Court has reserved orders on the suo motu revision petitions against discharge or acquittal of ministers KKSSR Ramchandran, Thangam Tennarasu and former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister O. Paneerselvam. There are allegations against them of accumulation of disproportionate assets out of their income. Justice Anand Venkatesh was hearing a matter in which the court had taken suo motu cognizance against the order of discharge by the trial court in these corruption cases. The High Court had previously remarked that even if it decided to drop the suo motu cases, the intention was to send a message so that no one could take the court and the law for granted. Though a plea for recusal of the judge was made alleging chances of bias, the request was rejected and Justice Venkatesh continued to hear the suo motu revisions. Also, the apex court left it to the Madras High Court Chief Justice to take a call on who should hear the cases, following which the matter was reassigned to Justice Venkatesh. The order has been reserved in this matter now. Stay tuned with us to know the verdict. And lastly, the Gujarat High Court has today allowed release of the film titled Maharaj. The High Court had stayed its release last week. This film, featuring Junaid Khan, son of actor Aamir Khan, and slated for release on Netflix, had been alleged to disrupt public order and incite violence against the Hindu religion. A plea was filed on behalf of devotees of Lord Krishna and followers of the Tulsi Marg sect, claiming that the film was allegedly based on the Livell case of 1862, which included severely blasphemous remarks about Hinduism, Lord Krishna, and devotional songs and hymns as decided by English judges of the Supreme Court of Bombay. Earlier this week, the High Court decided to watch the film before further hearing the plea. If you wish to know more details about the cases that I mentioned here, you can visit our website at www.livelaw.in. Stay ahead with quick legal updates only on LiveLaw. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe and support us. You can also support us by donating through the thanks button at the bottom of our videos or consider becoming a member at just 89 rupees per month.